This has 48 grams of sugar. This is ginger beer. Isn't that more sugar than like Coke? It's so bad. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Just JP. My name is Justin, and today we are listening to the Beatles with the song I Am the Walrus. This is a viewer request by Rand Kelly off Twitter, so thank you Rand for the recommendation. I do appreciate it. The Beatles, a band that I cannot say that I've really ever gotten into fully. I haven't listened to a lot of their music, and to be honest, 100% with you, it's just not a band that I've ever had the great intention of really exploring. I never had the heart or the interest really to like look into them. The first song from the Beatles that I ever heard was Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I heard that when I was in high school. It played like on a documentary, I think about music or something like that. And I really like that song. Like that clicked with me, and I had that song on my playlist for a long time. A lot of their other songs, while they are really good, and I can tell that they're like well produced and they sound really good, have just never like captured me or touched me in a special way, you know? So maybe this song will change my mind. I know I've heard of this song, like the title, but I don't know if I've ever heard it before. We'll find out relatively soon. Also, I think that the Beatles are like one of those copyright bands, so if I have to split this up, you will notice it. Sorry about that. Hope that you guys are having an amazing day. I hope that you're enjoying life as it is right now. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. And let's do it. This is I Am the Whoa. Guys, I've said it before. R's and W's, especially when they're together, it's just one of those things that's very hard for me to say. This is the Beatles with I Am the Walrus. That was good. If there's one thing I can say about the Beatles, it's that they know how to make... Stop, please. They know how to make a very interesting sound. They have a very unique, distinct, noticeable tone and sound to them. The hazy, kind of cloudy, foggy atmosphere they have going on, like within their instrumentals, like within the vocals especially, with how distorted they are. Sounds like he's very like close to the mic, and he's just like running. It does bring a unique, slightly progressive charm to the sound that they have at this time. The way that the guitar was being played absolutely added to that. I see that they used the electric piano and the mellotron especially here. So once again, all of this makes just a very interesting to listen to sound. A sound that I think will leave a lot of people cold and a lot of people looking for more. Obviously, I know this is a very popular song, and of course, this probably led to people looking for more. For me, I find it interesting enough to look for more. This is the kind of song, and to me this is the kind of sound that takes some warming up to, right? It throws you off a little bit, the slightly awkward vocals, and I mean awkward just like in an odd delivery fashion, not like he sounds awkward or anything like that. But it takes a little bit of getting used to that. The instruments, they're harsh with that fuzzy sound, and yet there's still some beauty behind it. There's still heart. There's still like a slight comedic element to the lyrics, and once again the delivery of how he sings. There's fun to be had, as you can tell by looking at the album cover of Magical Mystery Tour. And it's not something to be taken so seriously. I really do enjoy that part where he speeds up in his delivery, because it adds to the tension of the music. And you know what? From the little bit I've heard, that I've heard from the Beatles, a decent amount of their music does have this suspense, this tension with the music itself, that they hold together really well. Like they hold the tension, and they almost never release it. They don't really release it in a typical or ordinary fashion where the music is just released into this grandiose orchestral buildup and climax, right? Not usually. Sometimes yes, and in part they do within the last minute or so of the song, but that's not where they hold their tension. Their tension lies in the guitar, in the instruments, in the restraint of each of the band members, and then slowly the pinholes start being poked in the song, and this tension is released. That sounded like a lot of nothing, but I think that you'll understand what I mean when I was talking about it. The buildup of that tension is within the first section of the song, where it's just building this fuzzy riff, this simple but powerful drum beat, and it kind of gets you moving a little bit. And then his vocals, they're distorted, yeah, but they're still pleasant to listen to. And then that first hole is poked in that delivery when he starts speeding up and the music becomes just slightly altered, slightly off kilter, slightly or slightly manic, and that's where that tension starts to be released just a little bit here and there. And I think that that is masterful songwriting from a an objective point of view. I think that that's awesome, and you can tell why they became so popular. Not only could they write catchy hits that would appease the masses, but they could write artful and heartfelt pieces that appeal to, for lack of a better word, a more critical audience. Man, I feel like I actually said something for once. I feel like I said something smart for once. Hopefully it was. And listen to how the tension is released just a little bit right here. Okay, you can breathe again. Very masterfully swing between moods. And not like a weird like mood swing. The way that they swing between tension, release, tension, release. Because these vocals, though, that high-pitched vocal that he does there, this is from John Lennon, that's your release. That's where you can exhale. Because this sounds more typical, more safe, right? That part. But then when it gets into that farce part with the delivery, it's not safe anymore. And I don't know if this song has ever been used in this type of genre of film, but I would think that this would work really well in a like psychological thriller or horror movie. I think that this would do very well. Maybe about a mutant walrus hunting down scientists. And like I said, as you get towards the last minute of the song, you do have the strings that come in to aid in that final climax and that final push of the song and that final release of the tension. Like, it's not the most apparent thing in the song. It mixes very well. It collides very well and moves very well from everything before that into the final part. The strings are introduced at perfect timing. They're gracefully introduced into the song. And then you hear the sound effects going on in the back, just adding to the, oh my gosh, why can't I think of this word? Chaotic, adding to the chaotic nature of the song and how it just starts to break down, or is it building up? I don't know. Love that section as well. It just adds to the power after that chorus there. The way that he matches the drum. Da, 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 da. Like he's delivering a statement and he needs to like just pound it into you. He's educating you right there. That's a good song. I'm not going to sit here and go into every single little detail because I don't feel like there's a need to. I've kind of said my piece. I think it's a very uniquely interesting song, and I think it is really fun to listen to. And see, as I talk about it, I find myself warming up to it. As I go back and listen to more parts of it, I find myself warming up to it. So, in the beginning, I didn't think I would really enjoy this song as much as I did. But now going back to it, after hearing it a few times, breaking it down a little bit, I could easily say that I would listen to it. Now, I will admit that I have no idea what the song is about. And I know that there's like tons of meanings and stuff like that. And I'm going to do like surface level, guys. You know, I know the Beatles and this song and many other songs are one of those things where you could just deep dive into the deep end of the pool. But I feel like I would drown in that end of the pool. So I'm not going to do too much of that here, but I will do at least a little bit. I am he, as you are me, and we are all together. See how they run like pigs from a gun? See how they fly? I'm crying. Pigs from a gun, is that like cops from a gun? Sitting on a cornflake waiting for the van to come. Corporation t-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday. Man, you've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. Not sure where this is going. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the Walrus. Goo goo goo. Well, I have no... I can't say that I really know. As stated on the DVD composing the Beatles songbook, John was throwing together nonsense lyrics to mess with the heads of scholars trying to dissect the Beatles songs. Okay. Lennon explained the origins of the song in his 1980 Playboy interview. The first line was written on one acid trip one weekend. The second line was written on the next acid trip the next weekend. Some of the inspiration for the song came from the sequel to Alice in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass. See, like, there's a lot of interesting lines in here, but I don't know exactly what they add up to, right? Like, and I think maybe that's part of what they were writing about. And like I said, I've sat here for like 2 minutes and read a little bit, of some of the interpretations of the song, some of the analytics on the song. Because as a whole, I have no idea what the whole song is about. You can look at individual lines and even sections and kind of gain some meaning from them, but I have no idea when it comes to the whole thing. But I did enjoy the song, especially now, kind of, as I said, warming up to it a little bit. I would listen to it. I've dipped my toes into listening to the Beatles. I would listen to more. I can't say that this song like touched me in a special way or made me like feel something. You know what I mean? Like feel something. Like there's a difference between liking a song and listening to a song and enjoying it, but then like feeling a song. Anyways. But I did enjoy it. Don't let my clarification between enjoying and feeling throw you off and make you think that I didn't like this song. I enjoyed it. Rand, I hope you're having a good day. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I do appreciate the step into the Beatles. Of course, you guys can join me on Twitter. You guys can join me in the comments down below. Hopefully the song wasn't cut up too much. If it was, I'm sorry. You can listen to the song on your own streaming services, or if you have the album or the vinyl or the cassette, bring it out. But anyways, I hope that you guys have a great day. You can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below, etc., etc., etc. You guys know what to do if you enjoy the channel. I will talk to you later. Cuckoo, ka